Steven, do you hear that? That copyright music.
Harry Potter theme song.
Hey! That is the sound of copyrighted music that we cannot use. In the book Harry Potter, Harry discovers, hey, yo, I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
But later on, he discovers that more than a wizard, he's also rich AF. Harry Potter author JK Rowling answered this question on Pottermore. In short, the Potter's family's vast amount of gold is due to Harry's paternal ancestors being credited with the invention of several popular crucial potions used by the wizarding world, including Pepper Up Potion, which is a cure for the common cold, except it makes your ears blow out steam.
Trade-offs.
Skelegro, which is used, I believe, in like the third movie where he regrows his bones with the skeleton juice stuff. And this is called Slickeezy's hair potion, which makes your hair nice and supple.
I think it's Sleek Easy.
That's probably what it is, not Slickeezy. He walks into a bank with, I believe, like Hagrid, and like they just walk into the bank and they're like, hey, this is Harry Potter, who is the son of Lily and James Potter, who died, and they had a big fat bank account in this vault. And then the banker dude, who's like a little elf, he's like, great, right this way, and he takes him to a big old room filled with gold coins.
How old is Harry in this case?
He's like 13.
I think he's like 10.
Yeah.
So they sent a child
No,
into a
he's
room
like
of-
8. Because how long are you at Hogwarts?
No, you get the letter when you're 10, so he's 10 years old.
Okay, he's 10.
He's 10 years old.
He is
So,
This is definitely not Georgia.
what would that process look like if
So,
Harry used the proper
Hopefully
judicial
Harry's
system?
parents set up a trust for him. A lot of times in Georgia, if there's no structure set up in a will or a trust or like that, the court would appoint a conservator to monitor the child's assets until they turned 18, and then they get the whole thing. I'm going to assume this bank is operating within traditional fiduciary law. Maybe the parents set up a trust and appointed the bank as a trustee, and they're just showing him his stuff.
I mean, in reality, the bank is run by vaguely anti-Semitic.
Yep.
What are they like?
They're like elves or goblins
not elves,
or something.
goblins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
they're
like that.
goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
there's a lot of tropes going on.
Yeah.
I can't believe that a woman who's transphobic has also wrote anti-Semitic characters.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Aren't some of the vaults like keyed to individuals? Like they'll only open for certain people.
Yeah.
So there's like a magic way of proving that you're Harry Potter.
So it might be some sort
okay.
of,
That's probably what it is.
Yeah,
You're right.
So it might be some
Also,
sort of-
another thing too, because the question is, if you could just like walk out and be like, "Hey, it's me, Harry Potter," and they'd be like,
Is it
"You must be Harry Potter." He has a very distinctive scar.
Yeah. So hold on. So yeah, that's a great point. Let's say I'm very famous for having a big birth defect
Gorbachev.
on my face. Is that like enough proof to a court that like, hey, this is actually the guy who he says he is?
We have
like,
DNA tests now.
Okay.
DNA is easier.
Okay.
Or I guess is it proof to the bank? Would the bank take that on face value? Like,
No.
Usually what you're going to wind up having to do is you're going to have to wind up pulling things like birth certificates and other public documents.
They want a
to,
court order, ideally.
Yeah.
Unless there's a trust.
it's
which
going to
they
have to
would
go to the
fine.
court, and then for the court to do it, they're going to want to see things like birth certificates, social security stuff.
Yeah.
Let's say Lily and James Potter walk into your office, Stephen, and they say, "Hey, we're having a big fight with the guy called the Dark Lord, who's like really famous for murdering a lot of folks, and so like we really need to figure this stuff out. Help us make a estate plan." They have somebody on Reddit estimated that it's like about $2 million in like gold in this bank. I think they also own like a house, but I don't really know.
That's it?
Yeah, it's not that much.
You would think they'd have more.
Yeah, I know.
Business.
Yeah. What do you set up for them as
set up
an
a
estate
trust.
planning attorney? Okay.
The idea would be is to figure out how to successfully transition it if you both die in a fight with the Dark Knight, Dark Lord.
Dark Lord. Dark Knight.
No,
Batman's there.
Batman's not involved. Batman's actually pretty pro-orphan, so he'd be on Harry's side.
But the goal is to make sure that they have a responsible fiduciary. And in this case, I would probably still stick with appointing a corporate fiduciary, like in the bank. So they have a cold banker who makes cold-hearted decisions, like about your money, which is exactly what a kid should have.
The Death Eaters actually infiltrated the Ministry of Magic and a lot of other large magic corporations. So for me, if we're fighting what amounts to a guerrilla war against a well-established, powerful entity, I want an individual that I trust deeply to be the trustee for my child.
Yeah.
So I would choose Dumbledore.
Yep.
I might go with Hagrid, but I think he's a little simple.
He's too soft. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Not that he's too soft, he's a little too simple. I think Dumbledore, though. Plus, Dumbledore's like 600 years old?
I don't know.
He knows what's going on.
Cool. Okay, great. So make a trust, set up a fiduciary,
And that's a trustee in this case.
a person who is responsible if they are.
You would also want the fiduciary to have the power to make decisions about the family business as well, so that way it can continue to operate
And you may
and stay healthy while Harry grows up.
Gotcha.
Well, you better have your fiduciary is good at investing it, because that $2 million.
It's not going to go that
You
long.
have to make it stretch.
Yeah.
You could literally burn $1 million if your kid's like an infant.
Yeah.
By the time they turn 18, it's not even cynical, but you just need to be
stuff's
savvy.
expensive.
Stuff is expensive.
Later in the series, major spoiler for Harry Potter, Sirius Black gets hit with a big old bolt of energy blasts, and he goes, he's
murked.
He gets murked hard. He owns a house, right? He's Harry's godfather. In his will, he wills the house to Harry Potter. Harry Potter decides, hey man, I don't want my dead godfather's house because it's like been used for some bad stuff and some bad juju, and he doesn't really want to have it. If someone is willed something like a property or a home, and they do not want to have it, what legally happens to the property?
So, you can renounce an inheritance under Georgia law in particular. You can renounce your inheritance, and then it would go as if you had predeceased the person who actually died.
Okay, so it goes to your heirs.
If the will says, I'm giving my house to my godson, Harry, if he should predecease me, it would go to his heirs.
Yeah.
Then it would go to his heirs.
Gotcha.
But it could also say, I'm going to give it to my godson, Harry. If he should predecease me, I give it to my house elf Creature. Then Harry could renounce it, and it would go to Creature, the house elf.
Yes.
James, you're a badass.
And because the house presumably has some clothing in it,
Yeah.
Creature would then become a free elf.
Yes. So there's two. Alternatively,
Steven's just like, yes. This
Yeah,
like
great.
a ridiculous premise from a book that I've never heard.
And if there was no, if you didn't have any heirs, there's no one else to go to, it would go into the residue of the estate.
Yeah, you could an alternative to renouncing is some people often accept it and then gift it or sell it or whatever if you don't really want it.
Right.
But realistically, the most cynical advice I could tell someone if they're going to get rid of it is to accept the house, then donate to charity, and accept a tax write-off.
Yeah. It's a good strategy. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, let us know. Guys, we created a PDF that explains all of the mistakes that you should avoid when thinking about planning your estate. James and Steven wrote it. It is filled with experiences of, mistakes that we've seen people go through. If you do nothing else regarding planning your estate, make sure you read this PDF. It is the first link in the description. It is totally free. Go there and get it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.